We're officially live. I feel like I'm on vacation here with the white shirt and the palm tree.
Did you ever see the movie What About Bob?
Yeah, of course.
Remember, he writes him a prescription to take a vacation from his problems, and Bill Murray just goes, a vacation from my problems.
Yes.
that's that's what we're doing today. We're taking a vacation from our problems. Yeah, no,
Well, I'm excited to be doing that with you.
yeah, no, me too. I did sneak off to surf a little bit this morning, but the collared shirt is because I'm going to the doctor. And for some reason, I don't know why. When I go to the doctor, I put on a collared shirt. But it's just, it's one of those things. Uh, it's sort of like flying. Like I don't ever fly in like sweatpants. Like I usually like, even if I'm wearing jeans and a t-shirt, I'll put on a sport coat. Um, I just have some really antiquated notions about
I feel like that's like
men's
your whole
fashion.
like yeah, the sport coat thing I feel like is you used to, just being used to traveling as a White House reporter
Mhm.
or on the
Yeah, that's
campaign
part
trail.
of it. I'll be honest with you though. I started wearing one in college, like a brown corduroy sport coat. I just thought it fit the writer image that I was going for. And so, yeah, it wasn't unusual to see me on campus wearing a brown corduroy sport coat with a fifth of Jim Beam hanging out of the pocket.
Um, I used to wear a suit, I think, like half the time in my senior year of high school, which everyone found really weird. But I had to leave like right at the end of high school every single day to go work for John Dingle on the Hill.
Oh, that's
Um,
funny.
I, I didn't have a fifth of beam hanging out of the pocket though.
That's
So what's
funny.
on your mind, man? I did pull a couple things from the newsletter this morning. People are
I
jumping
mean,
on.
I'll
Excited
be
to
honest with you.
see everybody getting on.
I'll be honest with you. I am fucking livid, which I know is not unusual for our therapy sessions. Look, let me be the millionth person to say I am really fucking happy for Taylor Swift and Travis Kelsey. All right, that's awesome news. It's really exciting. It'll be a royal wedding. Two awesome people found each other. We love love. This is a great thing. However, the president of the United States just wrapped up a 2.5 hour cabinet meeting where his pathetic ass kissing cabinet went around lying, polishing his knob, basically just making absolute fools out of themselves. Oh, and for the second day in a row, he said he wanted to be a dictator. And what did the press ask about first?
Hold on one second.
Serious question, but I have to tell you the biggest pop culture news of the year broke while we were in this cabinet meeting. Travis Kelsey and Taylor Swift are engaged, and the world wants your reaction, sir.
Well, I wish him a lot of luck.
Oh,
No, I think I think he's a great player. I think he's a great guy, and I think that she's a terrific person. So I wish them a lot of luck.
By the way, for anyone who thinks that
wants
like
the world
there's no
wants your
dementia
opinion,
here,
sir.
dementia, between the dementia and the low poll numbers, the fact that he's complimenting them. But anyways, back to the more important point.
No, no, no,
That
no,
was
no,
the
no,
question
no.
that came up.
I expect him to act like a horse's ass every fucking day. It's when the press kisses that horse's ass that I absolutely lose my shit. The whole world wants your opinion, sir. Bullshit. Nobody gives a fuck. Show some goddamn self-respect. I know Howard Nutlick doesn't have an ounce of self-respect. That's not news to me. But seeing a free press lick taint like that makes me want to fucking hurl. Anyway, that's what I'm pissed off about today. And I can't even enjoy the good news about Travis and Taylor because I'm so pissed off about this other shit.
Yeah,
Let's
see,
hope love wins.
as a well-prepared therapist, I thought that you might bring that up at the beginning. So I made sure to pull that clip looking at your most recent tweets.
Yeah, no, look, man, it's and I get it. I mean, I remember asking Obama once about if he'd been warming up his arm before he went to throw out the first pitch at the All-Star game. But you know what I asked him about first? The unemployment rate in Michigan. Because this is important shit. Because this is
Mhm.
people's lives we're talking about. This isn't some goddamn game. And Politico had a piece today by Chief Trump kiss ass Rachel Bade that said, Trump is ramping it up on crime, and Democrats need to find an answer. Trump is the crime. Trump is a convicted felon who is coddling one of the most notorious child rapists in modern history. Trump is a one-man fucking crime spree. The idea that he's getting tough on crime, he'd have to get tough on himself. And maybe he is. Maybe that's what all the bruising is from.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. And I'm just reading some of the comments that are coming in here. I love the fact that you started a question about Michigan unemployment before talking about warming up an arm. That's the opposite of what we're getting from here. I have one image I wanted to pull up. You put this in the newsletter today. For anybody that is, it's going to be over us just because that's how we do it here. For anybody that's tuning in, there are important elections tomorrow.
It's actually not tomorrow, it's today.
Today, actually. Yeah, I screwed that up. Okay. Today. Yesterday's tweet for today.
Yes.
Yesterday's Blue Sky post. But anyways, if you are in any of these areas, make sure you vote today.
And please don't vote for the assholes. We have enough of those.
Yeah, no more of those. We'll follow up when we're done here and put that in there.
By the way,
Sam,
now that we've gotten that initial outburst of rage out of the way, can we take a minute to celebrate Taylor and Travis? I mean, this is really exciting news. I'm not somebody who gives a shit about the Royals. So like when they get married, it doesn't mean anything to me. Like I feel like we fought a revolution, so I don't have to give a shit. But this, I mean, we're getting new music from her and a wedding. I mean, this is what makes America great.
All of the above. I opened up while you were surfing. I opened up Instagram and I saw a post from her with him tagged, and it said 2 minutes ago, and I was like, "Holy shit!" Like maybe this is a fake account or whatever. And then it was like minute 3, 800,000 likes, and I got really excited.
Yeah, no, I am too. No, I was really on cloud nine until I saw a White House reporter make this the news of the day to a man who keeps calling himself a dictator. The other thing is, man, how much fucking earth-shattering shit happens while I'm out surfing. Biden dropped out while I was in the water. The Pope died while I was in the water. And now Taylor and Travis getting engaged while I was in the water. Either it's one of those things where like my going surfing brings about big news, or I just spend way too much time out there.
I think it's probably the former, right? It's like the moment we take one break, something happens. I had norovirus when Biden announced that he was no longer running, and literally like I could barely even read the letter he posted because my head was in the toilet.
Yeah, that was a crazy day. I'll never forget, like Biden announces he's dropping out. And we were like, I remember texting with you like after I came out of the water, and you were like, I'm sick as a fucking dog. I'm going to bed. Let's see how this shakes out. And then over like the next 4 hours, I watched the entire Democratic Party coalesce around Kamala Harris. And I was just like, oh shit, like, are we missing the train because Adam's sick? And but yeah, I think norovirus is a pretty good excuse.
And I think, it's not a good thing to have.
Hi, Violet. Hi, Catherine.
Yeah, I'm looking at these comments. So this is a 2-minute video. I don't usually want to play a 2-minute video, but you put this in the newsletter today, and I think it's valuable. So at any point, if you want me to stop, maybe just like throw up an X. Don't do like the Elon wave. But I wanted to get your take on this because it was sort of kind of front and center today.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Do me a favor, I got a fuse right now.
The violation of his First Amendment right.
Yep, I'm being detained because I expressed my First Amendment right to burn the United States flag in public. Not causing harm or causing any danger to any citizens or personnel in the area. That's okay. So what we get when we have a fascist...
Right here. You're the ones with firearms, not us.
No. It's okay. It's okay. I accept this. I figured this was going to happen.
Hey, this is an illegal arrest. This is an illegal search.
Nothing worse than our brothers and sisters, immigrants, are receiving. Probably a lot better. I'm being treated very well. Not surprising, seeing as I'm a middle-aged white man.
He just took his phone, trying to unlock it.
Jan. Yeah, I know it's... What? That's right.
Why is he being arrested, sir? Why is he being arrested? Why is he detained? Can't answer that? Scared to answer it? Why is he being detained?
I'm being detained because I expressed my First Amendment rights in a public area, not causing any danger, causing no danger to anybody.
Why is he being
Simply
detained?
expressing my rights as a U.S. citizen and a retired disabled combat veteran who served this country faithfully for over 20 years.
Can anyone please answer me why is he being detained? Please?
I think that's good.
Why is he being detained?
So, Sam,
Fuck the police.
what are
and
your
Rich
thoughts?
said it with authority. You know, that's my America right there. That man proudly standing up to fascism. You know, with about 42 seconds left in the video, the person pans and you see troops right there in front of the White House. You were a cop. Can you tell me what you think? I mean, it's not illegal to burn a flag. Do you think they charged him with what, like disorderly conduct or disturbing the peace or some other bullshit? Because an
Well,
executive order
it'll
for
be-
Trump means jack shit.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I mean, the thing is, I feel like one, there's a small fire extinguisher there. I don't think that came out the back of a vehicle. I think the guy probably came prepared and was being very smart, right?
Yeah.
Is it on federal property? I mean, if they try to get him for arson or something like that and put him away for 10 years, it's going to be insane. I think a judge will throw it out.
Sure.
But arson, if someone is charged with arson and actually convicted, that holds up, right? That's not like you're going away for 2 years. There was this one guy that I know who was a friend of a friend who got drunk one night in Shirlington in Arlington. And for whatever reason, he decided to set his hotel room on fire, made his way out, came back to the police scene and was asking questions. And they're like, holy shit, just making, red shirt, blue jeans. This is the guy. Gone for 10 years.
Jesus.
So that's not what we're seeing here. This is a guy that is drawing attention to
Fascism.
the terrible
Yeah,
things.
no, it's,
Yep.
it's a pretty big fucking difference. Yeah. I'll say this. Given the luck Janine Pirro is having with Washington, D.C. grand juries, I think this fella is going to be just fine. We saw this, they tried to charge this woman in D.C. with resisting and obstructing an officer. They had to go to the grand jury 3 times and still couldn't get an indictment, to the point that they had to change the charge to a misdemeanor. I mean, I continue to believe that the only saving grace we have at this moment is that the fascists we're up against are also absolute fucking morons. Like, if these people were like smart, we would be in big, big trouble. And we're already in big trouble, but it could be worse.
Yeah, and I mean, you got to hand it to this guy. It's like it takes a lot to do that. I don't know what type of family he has. I don't know. I assume when he went down there, he expected that, worst case scenario, this is how something could turn out. Maybe even worse. This.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
you've
he
got
says-
officers willing
he
to
says
shoot
it's
people
okay.
over stuff like this.
I mean, he says, it's okay. I expected this. I tell you, one of the
But
things
he also
I like-
calls them out and says, "I'm a middle-aged white guy. They're treating me just fine."
and that's exactly what I was going to say. One of the things I love about that video was we've seen so many women, we've seen so many people of color carry this resistance for so long. Whenever I do see a middle-aged white man out there or a military veteran out there, I'm like, God damn, it's about fucking time. Like, it needs to be a coalition of all of us standing up and resisting. And, one of the things I think you and I have always said is, one of the reasons I speak out as much as I do is because I think people that look like me, talk like me, have an extra special obligation right now to speak up, right? This accent, this look, whatever the fuck it is, white privilege, I'm going to use it as much as I can to fight fascism in this country, right?
Yeah, and I think it's incredibly important to do. Same thing. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
no,
sitting
I
here,
agree.
I got tattoos and all that kind of stuff, but we got to do our part.
Well, and I just think for so long, Black women especially have been doing the heavy lifting, trying to keep this country from giving into its worst instincts. And so anything any of us can do to sort of, carry our own load or ease the burden, we need to be fucking doing, right?
Yeah, and I mean, look no further than Georgia in 2020, right? You know, whatever 11,000 was it 783, whatever the votes were, but black women in Georgia delivered.
Yeah. Yeah. That's funny. You mentioned Georgia. So Giuliani's ugly ass kid, looking like Gary Busey with his exposed gums, was was at the White House this week, and Trump was going on and on about what a great guy his dad was and how he's being proven correct. And I realized, holy shit, it has been a long time since anybody has seen Duty Giuliani's decrepit ass. And a large part of that is because those black women in Georgia that he defamed, they took him to the
Ruby
fucking
and
cleaners.
Shay.
Yeah, Lady Ruby and Miss Shay. Yeah, and they took him to the fucking cleaners, man. And there's a reason we don't see Gargamel out there anymore, because he got owned.
He did. And also, isn't it, well, I don't know if funny is the word, but isn't it fitting that as soon as all of these folks get owned, they no longer seem to be able to walk or do anything? You know, we got
The Harvey Weinstein.
Harvey Weinstein, yeah, and then you got Rudy, and all of a sudden, you know, they're like in a wheelchair and they have a walker, and then, you know, if they get out of court or, you know, get out of jail, it's gone. They're just walking normally again.
Yeah. Funny how that happens. I'm sure the judges are always fooled. Man, I tell you though, the Giulianis, I think, are extra special pieces of garbage. So when bad shit happens to them, it makes me really happy. I assume Duty is just like sitting by the pool at Mar-a-Lago, rotting away, and, you know, flies buzzing all around him. The urine stink making Mar-a-Lago visitors want to hurl, dry heave. It's
a full, is it a 360 or a 180? We've gone from the Trump Hotel with Giuliani and Lev Parnas to Lev Parnas being a top substacker and Giuliani just, you know, in the shitter.
Probably literally. Man, I'll tell you, I will forever find it hilarious, that picture of Rudy, you know, when his eyes are all bugged out and he's got the hair dye and it looks like he just is shitting out of his face. You know, if you're a longtime reader of our newsletter, you know that I think that is the funniest fucking thing that has ever happened. And I bet we probably spent, 3 years making fun of that?
Yeah.
And
and folks remember it very well. I'm looking at the Substack comments here.
Are we on YouTube too?
Yeah.
Do we get comments there?
We're live on Twitter. We do. I've been putting them up on the screen. You got one up right now.
Oh, nice.
And then we had this piece, which I thought was really funny. I don't know if you saw it because we were watching the video, but I thought that was a very good question.
Yeah, right. My question is for all the people sitting around the table is why they're so eager to suck dictator.
Christina on Substack says,
embarrassing. My God.
I'm still laughing about Four Seasons
Did you see the woman
landscaping.
The labor secretary?
Do you remember that?
She's like, I encourage you to come to the labor department and see your, quote, big, beautiful face hanging off a banner on the side of the wall. She literally said, big, beautiful face. That's a woman who must be aroused by jack-o'-lanterns.
You can hear me, right? My audio?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So Christina says, by the way, aroused by jack-o'-lanterns is very funny. We're starting to see all the Halloween stuff popping up in the neighborhood today. Christina on Substack, I'm still laughing about the Four Seasons landscaping. That was such an incredible moment.
It really was. But it also, you know, it came in the middle of a coup. So on the one hand, you have this degradation of one of America's most sacred traditions, the peaceful transfer of power. And on the other hand, you have these dumb motherfuckers accidentally stepping in a bucket and then walking around with the bucket stuck on their shoe and then accidentally getting another bucket stuck on their head. And this bucket happened to be filled with rat shit. And it was just like the perfect 1-2 punch to prove to America once and for all, not only are these people anti-American, but they're also dumber than a fucking rock. And yet, 76 plus million people thought, you know what? I want the Four Seasons landscaping dumb shits in charge again. And I just, boom, I'm never going to be able to wrap my head around that.
You know, the way that you're describing them reminds me, I feel like it's been maybe 5 or 6 years since you've used this in newsletter, but that great moment in the movie where there is a cork on the fork.
Oh,
this is the crowd we're dealing with.
Dirty, rotten scoundrel.
Yep.
Yeah, he's Ruprecht.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ruprecht.
I mean, literally, that's what these people are.
Yeah, that's why does he have a cork on his fork? so he doesn't hurt himself.
Exactly.
What a great movie, man! What a great pool.
On Substack, Scott, a long way from America's mayor. I mean, this has just been an incredible downfall.
Yeah, and so I
They
see
got
one of the comments
the
here.
Ruby and Shay. They got the rings too, right? Or he had to like sell them or give those up.
Yeah, I think so.
The Yankee ring, yeah.
I hope so. I hope they're right now sitting on a beach because Rudy put those people through hell. Somebody here posted,
deserve
don't
it.
forget Rudy's appearance in the second Borat movie. Oh, I wish I could. I wish I could. I wish it wasn't burned into my brain. Unfortunately, there it is.
And you know what? You remember when that came out? It was like it never happened. Everybody just kept moving, like just another thing, you know, that happened. I don't even know what time today, and
Yeah.
20 more things
Well, I mean,
happened.
you think that's bad? The Trump administration is coddling a notorious child rapist, and then the president's getting questions about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. It's crazy the shit that doesn't register, isn't it?
So what's your latest take on all the Maxwell stuff? I mean, in terms of Congress coming back,
Yeah.
you know, obviously like the Chicago
I think
piece is
a few
gonna.
things.
No, good.
You're cutting out on me. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm not sure why. I was just gonna say, obviously, the way that he's treating Chicago like it's a game show, you know, where he may or may not go in, clearly is going to just be another
Yeah, I
piece
can't
to
hear
distract
anything
from
you're
all
saying.
this.
It's like robot voice.
All right, we'll keep going. I can hear you, so keep going.
I didn't hear any of that.
It's okay. Go ahead.
I didn't hear what you said. What are we talking about?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. What are we talking about?
I'm saying just keep going about Maxwell. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, so you know the big challenge in Trump land, if you want accountability for his evil, is you've got to find a way to stay in the news cycle, right? Which is hard to do when he's producing 15 to 20 new jaw-dropping scandals a fucking day. Here's why I'm confident we're not done talking about Epstein. One, because Virginia Goodfrey still has something to say. She took her own life in March, but she's got a book coming out, I believe in October. She's not done talking, and I do believe the press will take an interest in what she had to say. The other thing is, and again, I feel like you set me up just to hear me compliment Ro Khanna and Thomas Massey, something I'm loath to do. But you know, they're centering the survivors. And they're having a press conference on September 3rd. They're not letting this go. And the thing is, our national press corps might not give a shit that the Trump administration is making a sweetheart deal with a child rapist, but the survivors do. And they're going to call that out. And when Congress comes back, it is my hope that this will be something Republicans are raked over the coals over, because we deserve some fucking answers. We deserve to know why that monster was transferred from an actual prison in Florida to a sweetheart country club in Texas. The fact that we don't have an answer for that is just a disgrace for our national press. If Obama had done something like this, if Biden had done something like this, it would have been nonstop. I mean, it would have been nonstop, wall-to-wall coverage. And with this press corps, they just don't really give a shit.
Yeah, and anything that Obama or the Clintons and the Bidens do now still gets ridiculous coverage when they're out of office, and it's just personal stuff.
No, that's absolutely true. And look, man, I'm like, my feeling is if the Clintons are involved in this, which I don't know. If anybody's on that list, lock them all up. I don't have any partisan loyalties when it comes to this shit. It's for me, I'm just like, you know what? If they're bad people, let's lock them up.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that's the sentiment with all of us, right? It's like, if you're on the fucking list and you did something, pay the price.
I saw somebody say like, "Oh no, I'll have to get rid of my Bill Clinton tattoo and stop wearing my Bill Clinton hat and
like, the Bill Clinton flag."
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, we don't actually do that shit because we're not in a fucking cult.
Yeah, I think that's what makes the Gavin truck and all that other stuff so funny, right?
I tell you, I have like a lot of Democrats, I have decidedly mixed feelings about that man. But damn, this is just some A+ trolling. It's funny, like to watch the Fox News freaks absolutely lose their shit. I mean, he's been doing this for days. They're still talking about it. Like they got Will Kane, which I hesitate to use his name because I don't think anybody knows who the fuck he is. He's really bad at his job. Like you can see how shaky he is. Like
No, he's actually really famous, and he can't sue you for anything.
oh, so if I talk about how he has a tiny little wiener that fits in a thimble, I got you. But I mean, it's so funny to me, like watching them freak out. Like, who talks like this? Trump fucking talks like this, and he has for years. And even if nothing comes of it, just watching these sons of bitches get a taste of what we've had to deal with from the last several years has been really, really refreshing.
Yeah, I mean the counter to conventional wisdom approach here, which by the way is like still a first grade reading level, but it's a brilliant strategy. Um, the fact that they don't know how to respond to it or deal with it, but they keep talking about it, it's remarkable. It's like, why
Yeah.
weren't we doing this a long time ago?
I mean, it sort of does beg that question, right? Although, look, during the 2024 campaign, we were talking about how weird they were. We were talking about how fucking creepy they were. And then some high priced consultants came along and said, oh, don't do that. Let's just hang out with Liz Cheney instead. And all the fucking air went out of the balloon. And now we've got what we've got. So, look, here's something I'll say. Our candidates need to be able to stand up for themselves, not just against Republicans, but against their own fucking consultants. If you can't tell some high priced fucking consultant that you're paying to go to hell, then you don't deserve the voters' trust. You don't deserve the voters' confidence. I'm sorry, but it's just the way it is. We need people who are willing to be captains of their own ship, not willing to just farm it out and have somebody else do the fighting for them. We're in a time now that requires strength and clarity. It doesn't require this fucking mush mouth, chicken shit, poll tested garbage. Nobody wants it. Nobody cares. Nobody's listening to it. What we're
No, they
seeing,
don't.
look at JB Pritzker yesterday. Look at JB Pritzker making an honest plea for the people he represents. Look at him making an honest and direct warning to anybody who would fuck with those people. That's what Americans want. We're sick and tired of press release language, and it's just not going to move the needle.
Sam, can you talk a little bit more? Because there's some comments, Madam Power and others on Substack about the quote comfort women.
Oh my God. I mean, I think what this speaks to is Trump doesn't do any kind of briefing before he meets with people. He just uses a few buzzwords here and there, which frankly is
Or old tropes, as Substack.
Yeah, no, that's
Folks
exactly
are-
right. I mean, it's almost like Trump is an almanac of racism. Like the way he's able to pull this shit from decades ago, but it's also just really insulting to our allies. I mean, that the South Korean president had to sit there and listen to that yesterday, and then sit there and listen to Trump kissing Kim Jong Un's ass. It's a disgrace. I mean, it's an absolute fucking disgrace. It's wild to think Trump has basically had America flip sides on every war we've ever fought. We're now on the side of the Confederacy. We're now on the side of the Russians. We're now on the side of the Nazis. We're now on the side of the North Koreans. And it's just, it's like 249 years of American history doesn't mean jack shit. He just flushed it down the toilet, and we're all making it up now as we go.
Some billionaires have recently tried to justify some of the company pieces going to our government and other terrible things like that. What's your take on this whole thing? Why are quote unquote our billionaires, the folks that are supposed to be on our side, and people have been saying, are smart people we should be listening to, justifying fascism, Marxism, all this other stuff?
Yeah, it just reaffirms my belief that there are no good billionaires.
Unless your name is JB Pritzker.
Yeah, and he might be the one. I mean, but it's just, if there's anything I've learned during Trump years, it's that there's a lot of people who will claim to be your ally just because they don't like Trump. But when it comes down to values, when it comes down to actual principles, they're not that much different than he is. If you're fine with this man strong arming private companies into giving the United States government a share, then you're fine with a lot of dictatorial shit that I'm not, right? Um, either believe in free markets or you don't. If you've gotten very, 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 very rich off those free markets, then you should probably be defending them. But these people who claim to be resistant and then say, oh, well, I actually like what Trump's doing here. Oh, I actually like what Trump's doing here. Pay attention, because those are the people that fucking turn around and stab us in the back later. Those are the John Fettermans. Those are the Cinemas. We've seen it before. We've seen it lots of times before. And yeah, I mean, I would trust gas station sushi before I'd trust a fucking billionaire. You can bet your ass on that.
Gas station sushi. That would that'd take a lot to get me to eat. I'm just looking through some of these. You know, I don't know. I mean, I think, look, first of all, on Substack, again, we're in beta form here, so not us, but Substack. So we can't put the comments up.
Yeah, we're not betas, no matter what you write online.
No. But lots of fuck Uncle Festerman. Your point on that is a good one, and that's why there's a couple candidates that are running right now, and I'm sort of intrigued by them, but also, a little skeptical just because of what we've been with and through. And like, I don't want to point to any specific one, but like, again, I think there's some candidates that have been sort of viral, but nobody knows where they came from, who they are, and all that kind of stuff. And I just want to make sure going to this cycle, I don't wind up in a position where, we inadvertently support another Fetterman or a Cinema. So time will tell, but it's a good flag. I mean, you really got to do your homework, and it's not just about an ad anymore, right? It's about, what people say in terms of the issues. But the same thing with Fetterman. There was a lot of stuff that he said that he just didn't deliver on and walked back and just, abandoned.
Well, I think you hit the nail on the head when you said it's not about an ad anymore. We've seen this. I mean, hell, I remember in 2014, I was covering McConnell versus Allison Lundergan Grimes, and Mark Putnam had done an ad for Grimes early in the campaign. And, the Morning Joe crowd was just falling all over themselves, fully erect to praise, what a great ad this was and how it was going to take down McConnell. McConnell won by 16 fucking points. The idea that some ad is like a magic bullet that's going to solve everything is crazy. You need to look at the candidates. You need to really kick the tires. If they don't stand for anything, if they're just next in line, or if they're just who Washington likes, there's a pretty fucking good chance you're going to send them a lot of money that gets wasted on consultants, and then they're going to turn around and lose in a landslide. If we start actually picking candidates based on, the people where they would, that they would be representing, then we might actually win some of these fucking races. I think you're starting to see more and more of a divide between candidates who say, fuck Washington, I'm running whether you want me to or not, and candidates who are handpicked by Washington. I don't have to tell you which one starts out in a stronger place. The DC juice just isn't what it used to be.
Yeah, I think that's right. And I guess this individual's not running as a Democrat, but also, in addition to the terrible things about them, Andrew Cuomo, look at who people hire on their campaigns. If he was, the Democratic nominee, he's not. This is a guy who just hired a Trumper to run his campaign.
I mean, this is a guy who keeps going on Fox News. He was on that shitty Maria show on Sunday morning, attacking socialism. It's like, buddy, do you think, New Yorkers are sitting there watching Fox News on Sunday morning? On the flip side, Zoran Mamdani holds a citywide scavenger hunt, and thousands of people show up, and they do this crazy thing where they actually celebrate the place where they live instead of shitting all over it. It's wild, I know, it's revolutionary, but I'm sort of into it. Hey, by the way, I was going to follow up on something. This person, Andrew, said back to grassroots. They need to meet communities day after day after day after day. I couldn't agree more. I was talking to somebody in Arizona right after the 2024 election, and I was asking her, how did Ruben Gallego win at a time when Kamala did not? And one of the things, there were a whole host of something, right? Like, there's never one reason why somebody wins an election. There's never one reason why they lost it. But one of the reasons she gave for Ruben, she was talking about how he would have these like barbecues, how he would have these cookouts, and he would show up and be like a regular person at a cookout instead of what you get with a lot of candidates where they show up in the SUV, they get out, they spend 5 minutes posing for pictures, or, hey, let me scoop some potato salad on a plate so I seem like a normal human being. And then they get back in the Cadillac and they go, on to the next thing. Showing up with the people you want to represent and showing that you're not above them, showing that you're actually listening to them, showing that you're actually one of them is a great way to actually win elections. I know it sounds fucking crazy, but being a normal human being who cares about normal human shit has a way of breaking through. Gallego's another one where I'm just not real sure who he is or what he's going to be. But that's the kind of stuff on a campaign that you just can't manufacture.
Yeah, he definitely seems like a real guy. I told you last year I had lunch with him and heard a bunch of sort of interesting stories from him. One of the things that he credited going into the election where he felt very confident was what you're talking about. And there were tons of former service members and their family members, many of which were Republicans, who just went out there and served as surrogates and wanted to talk about the Reuben that they knew, the Reuben that they served with, the Reuben that they've had, at their home for dinner multiple times. He ran an incredible campaign. He's had one or two things that, we haven't agreed with, but hopefully, those were true to him, or he heard from all of us, and he'll continue to deliver and be a good senator.
And he did keep Carrie Lake out of the Senate, which, good Lord.
Oh my God.
You have to thank him for that. Yikes.
I don't usually comment on looks, but just the fact that we don't have to look at her every day.
I don't know. I might start getting one of those filters for me where it looks like somebody smeared Vaseline all over the camera. Like I don't look like a human. I just look like a ephemeral spirit.
There was a point in the campaign in which she had been to Mar-a-Lago more times than the border, but I don't think she had even been to the border at one point. And he was regularly doing things to campaign out that way.
Well, it does help when your opponent spends most of their time out of state, right?
Yeah. I mean, she was basically living at Mar-a-Lago with a bunch of documents and other things, right?
And it was still a fucking close race. Good Lord.
And she was one that took out the vacuum when Trump came.
Was that right? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. She did the red carpet, the Putin red carpet, but for him, and vacuumed it.
I mean, who the fuck raised these people? Did they not teach them to respect themselves? My Lord. I mean, what happened to Tom Steyer? Who the fuck is Tom Steyer?
I was on a call maybe a week or two ago, and I guess Next Gen is his. Someone was talking about Next Gen and what they're doing in.
Wait, somebody was talking about Next Gen? I don't believe.
Yeah, no, and what they're doing in Virginia, but they were talking about all the major cuts that they've had. So I assume he's still a little involved, but apparently, has pulled way back.
Yeah, I just assumed he's on an island somewhere. I don't know. I think a couple of these billionaires like him and Howard Schultz, I think they thought they could show up and we'd all, be so fucking grateful that they were joining our side that we'd just drop our pants and get excited. And yeah, that ain't happening. That's call it the Steyer lesson. I'm sure he's a nice dude, but man. Oof.
Well, hopefully he has not bought an island.
I wish he would just buy some TV stations, do actual useful billionaire shit. Buy some newspapers, buy some TV stations, buy some satellites, whatever. Just help us create a media ecosystem to rival the one that the fucking Nazis have.
Yeah, I agree with you. And we said that probably 10 times, right? Democrats buy TV ads, Republicans buy TV stations, and doesn't matter how many times we scream it, it never changes. I think it's Illyby says Josh Turk is a good candidate. We love Josh.
Yeah. I'm a fan.
And we had, for those that didn't see, JD Schulten endorsed Josh on our Substack. So that video is still up, but Josh is incredible.
I saw something exciting today. Alex Padilla, my senator here in California, my senior senator here in California, y'all might remember he was appointed to take Kamala Harris's seat. He's talking about running for governor, and there's a good field right now with Javier Becerra, and Katie Porter. But I really think Padilla could be the strong candidate that California Democrats are looking for. I really like the guy. Obviously, he made national news when he was assaulted by Trump's goons earlier this year. I don't love some of his votes, but that's true for all Senate Democrats. I mean, what the fuck are we doing? But anyway, I think Alex Padilla could be a very strong gubernatorial candidate. And then we start talking about, okay, who fills that seat here in California? And I would just suggest, if Kamala Harris isn't running for governor, maybe she wants her old seat back. I don't know. That's how rumors get started.
That's Sam that started that rumor. I would just be enjoying life and staying the hell away from Washington if I were her. There's actually a bunch of elections, including Michigan governor, where you've got the lieutenant governor and the secretary of state running, but Gretchen is term limited. So there's going to be a bunch of key elections.
Shit, we got Virginia this year.
Well,
we got New Jersey this year.
Yeah, Virginia, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania.
And we've got redistricting.
Pennsylvania has the Supreme Court seats.
Yeah.
Pennsylvania,
and
New Jersey
here in California. Yeah, we got a busy year.
Are there elections in Kentucky this year too?
I don't think so. I think they moved them to make it, because it used to be Kentucky,
Virginia, New Jersey, Pennsylvania.
And Jersey, and Pennsylvania were the off-year elections. But I believe Kentucky has moved it to make them align, just to sort of cut down on nominally, the idea was cut down on expense, but the reality is Republicans wanted a Republican top of the ticket to sort of help them out. But yeah, I don't know if they ever actually officially did that or not.
Yeah, election. I mean, in Virginia here, it's just crazy. It literally is every single year. But this year is a very important one.
I saw Republicans getting really excited the other day that Winsome Sears is only down by like 7 points, and it's like, yeah, congratulations. Like, where do they think all those people that Trump fired, where do they think they live? They live in fucking Northern Virginia, man.
I mean, it's going to be interesting, but no matter what, Virginia is going to make history, and we're going to have the first female governor. Hopefully it is a woman who wants to protect women. Yeah. Because I could see Winsome Sears getting elected governor and then doing everything they can to, take women out and hurt women and all that kind of stuff. The sad part is no matter what we do here in Virginia, knock on doors, all that kind of stuff, they don't have to do any of that. They don't knock on doors. If you go knocking on doors on the weekends, you will never see a Republican piece of literature because they just come out and vote.
Yeah. I'll tell you, it's funny. I already got a piece of direct mail telling me to vote no on the California redistricting. And it's like, whoa.
Kyle really got one too. Yeah.
Well, Charlie Munger, you remember his son we used to work with? Charlie Munger has poured like $10 million into the vote no. And it's like, you're reminded once again that Democratic billionaires are gutless, like absolutely gutless. And my hope is that California will tell Charlie Munger to eat a dick.
That they're voting yes is what Sam means.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
So the happy ending I thought was going to be Taylor and Travis. It still could be, but
yeah, can it be?
As we wrap up and make sure you get to your actual doctor's appointment, do you have a white coat that goes with that too, or it's just?
I don't. They made me stop wearing that. Impersonating a doctor is a big crime.
Got it. Okay. What are you thinking for the happy ending today?
Man, I don't really have any. I mean, Taylor and Travis is pretty damn good. You know what? I want to send some love to the people in Orlando who keep going out there and repainting that crosswalk in rainbow colors. They've basically been in a standoff with the shithead and his stormtroopers who are using taxpayer money to not just paint over this and defy the wishes of local people, but also to stand guard for a fucking crosswalk. So to the people who keep sneaking out there to paint it back, the colors of the rainbow, God bless you. I salute you. You have my wholehearted support. Those are the acts of resistance that mean the absolute fucking world to me. It's how I know that we're not alone in, wanting to stand up to this bullshit. But look, that means people are waking up in the middle of the night. They're collecting paint. They're putting themselves on the line. And it's just, it's just these simple acts of defiance that say, fuck you, we are not going gently into the good night. And I don't know. That's the kind of stuff I live for right now.
I would love to see that happen with Black Lives Matter Plaza, but in DC, there are a group of folks who keep going and putting up paper signs that are getting torn down by ICE and others every single night, and every morning they reappear, which I love.
Yeah.
So that's a nice way to end it.
Yeah. Yeah, that, and just, my usual thank you everybody for joining us and helping us remember that we're not crazy. Those other sons of bitches are. It means a lot. It's really easy these days to wonder if you're the only one seeing this crazy shit. But thanks to the sexy patriots out there, we know we're not.
Yeah, and for everyone on Substack, thank you. Please share. We'll post it when it's done. Sam has said there's not nearly enough people commenting on these posts. So please, questions, whatever you want to put in there when it's done. But thank you guys for continuing to grow this platform. And I know this is the 100% open rate readership folks we have got here.
Let's do it again Friday. You want to?
Yep, that'd be great.
Awesome.
All right, guys.
Thanks everybody.
Good luck.
Love y'all.
Good luck at your exam.
Thanks, man.
See ya.
See ya.